I go to the University of Houston. My major is public relations with a minor in sociology. I chose Forum Nexus versus all the other study abroad programs because this was one of the very few study abroad programs that I could find that literally mixed in students from all over the world. I've been on this trip with people from Egypt, from Colombia, from Brazil, I mean all over the world, and it's been amazing. Most other study abroad programs that you find usually take groups from that university, and I just wanted a more diverse program with diverse people. Hugo is a character. It's like a known joke in Forum Nexus that he's like an invisible, imaginary person, because literally whenever you sign up for the program, you're just like taking a shot in the dark, hoping that this is like real, and he lives up to every expectation that you could possibly have for him. He is a very smart person. He is a CNN correspondent for Spanish CNN. He's just a brilliant, very, very smart person. Since I'm a comm major, I signed up for the cross-cultural communication class, and when I got into it, I realized that it was a lot of what I'd been studying before, and so I ended up switching into the accounting class, and I was completely overwhelmed by how helpful the professors were. I have absolutely no background in finance, business, or accounting, and I was able to pass the class. The professor was willing to tutor with me by the pool, in the hotels. They're very helpful. Free time, we get a fair amount of free time. Of course, after we study and we do our homework, we have a lot of free time in the evenings. We usually spend it by the pool or the beach or sightseeing, a lot of museums. We're actually very lucky. Whenever we have free weekends, a lot of us plan weekend trips to other cities in the countries that we're in. For instance, in Paris, a lot of us booked a train and we went to Amsterdam for the World Cup. That was absolutely amazing to see Holland be able to play against Spain when we had just left Spain the week before. So it was absolutely amazing. Free time is never a dull moment. The cities, we started out in Barcelona. We went from Barcelona to Paris. From Paris, we booked a trip and we went to Amsterdam. From Amsterdam, we went back to Paris. After Paris, we went to Interlaken and Geneva, Switzerland. Then we went to Milan, Italy. A lot of the other students planned a trip to Venice, Italy. And then after Italy, we went to Athens in Greece. And then we finished our trip in the island of Rhodes in Greece. A highlight would probably be, I'm a huge soccer fan, so being able to watch the World Cup game in the home country of the countries that we're playing was absolutely amazing. Just being able to do things. A lot of people on this trip have conquered fears, diving off of cliffs, canyoning, paragliding. I mean, people here have really gotten out of their shell and their comfort zone and just experienced this trip to the maximum. It's been great. One of the biggest things that we've learned on this trip is being accepting of other people's cultures. You learn so much, not just from being engulfed in the cultures of the countries that you're at, but just being around students that are from different countries. We all teach each other slang in different languages. We joke about the differences in food and music. I think one of the greatest things that's come out of this trip is one of my good friends on this trip was from Barbados, and we got to exchange playlists. So you get to just hear different music, different people, and I think that's one of the greatest things about this program is that you're engulfed in different cultures. I really think that Forum Nexus does a really good job of diversifying the group, and you know, I thought when I came on this trip that I'd be a little nervous because I was one of the very few people who didn't come with somebody else, and I couldn't have been more wrong. I've met lifelong friends on this trip. We all plan on making reunion trips when this trip is over with. I mean, it's worth the networks alone. Not to mention, I've already earned back every penny I put into this trip because employers are so interested in the fact that I've studied abroad in so many countries, and I think that's what makes Forum Nexus different from other study abroad programs, because it's not just one country. You're literally traveling from one city to the next, I mean, within 3 to 5 days. I mean, it's a go, go, go program. It is not for the weak. It is for people who are ready to be engulfed in different cultures and experience it. The professional visits were amazing, very informational, very entertaining. We went to, we saw the assembly line of car making manufacturing companies. We went to Cordonu, which is a winery that makes cava in Spain, which is the champagne making company. It was absolutely amazing to be like underground in cellars with wine and champagne that's been there for like almost 100 years. We went to, we got professional speakers from L'Oreal come speak to us. That was amazing. We went to perfume manufacturing companies. It's a very diverse collection of professional visits. So there's something for everybody, whether you're a business major, a public relations major, and any major, they really cater to a different group of people for each professional visit. As far as advice for students who want to do this program, pack lightly. You do a lot of moving around, pack efficiently. Shoes, I think the best advice is to pack lightly because you do so much shopping here that you come back about 50 pounds heavier with your suitcases than you left the state. So pack lightly because you do a lot of shopping. I would highly advise bringing a debit card versus a credit card because a lot of the places that we visit are somewhat small cities, and so it's a lot more convenient to have cash or be able to pull cash out versus charging. And as far as budgeting goes, you should expect to spend, your breakfasts are all complimentary, so you should budget maybe 20 to 30 euros a day for food, depending on, you know, what kind of food you like, whether lunch versus dinner. And then just really it's based on what type of money the student is willing to pay. I know a lot of students who have really been very frugal in their spending, and I know a lot of students who have spent a lot of money on this trip. So whether you're on a tight budget or whether you have no budget, this trip caters to all walks of life, so it's really not an issue. And the people here are so friendly. It's like nothing for this group to spot someone 20 and then, oh, I'll pay for your lunch later. And so we do a lot of trading off. The students here are very helpful and we all want to have fun together. So people are really good about spotting each other, and we just make lifelong friends. So it's worth every penny. Final thoughts about Forum Nexus. I literally my life is altered after this trip in the most positive aspect imaginable. I can't think of anything more amazing that I've done in my life than this trip. I've made friends that I think will last forever. It was worth the networks alone. I mean, the professors here are in the top of their field, and they're ready to help you in any way possible. And I know for a fact that when I get back to the States, I can easily call on one of these professors for a reference or help out on a resume or internships. I mean, they're very helpful, and the friends, like I said, I wouldn't trade it for the world.